Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is John San Sebastian from Troeger. I'm going to be the chairman of this session about arid regions, and we're going to have at least 3 presentations because we have the speaker from Germany, the speaker from Morocco, and the speaker from India. I couldn't check the speaker from Mongolia, so we're going to try to have 15 minutes presentation, and we're going to leave the questions for the end, okay? So, in order to be as fast as possible and to take advantage of the presence of these speakers, I'm going to leave the word to Mr. Uwe Troeger from Germany, who is going to talk about Egypt and Germany, of course. I think everybody speaks English here.
Anybody doesn't speak English? Okay, it's more comfortable when I stay here and I have. Huh? Yeah? No? Okay. Some are too old. No. Okay, I can also use the phone. Yes. So let's go inside. So I will tell you nothing. Oh, okay. So first of all, I would like to give a small definition of a flash flood. Talking about artificial recharge, flash flood is not normal to understand. So a flash flood occurs normally in less than 6 hours after the rainfall, which normally is a very heavy and short rainfall. So it is not a normal flood, which extends also for a long time, especially in arid and semi-arid regions. So the flood occurs for a short time, and the flood has enormous energy. Normally you will read it in the newspaper and you will see a lot of pictures in the movies or in TV, because there are casualties and there is a strong destruction very often if there is on the way a small village or a bigger city. The grain size, the transported grain size, depends very much of the energy. And sometimes you have boulders of 1 meter diameter, but also you have transportation of clay. So that means you have all grain sizes you can imagine. And also they occur only in regions where you have a really distinguished, pronounced morphology. So, I'm not discussing climate change, but the prediction for the region you can see here, which is mainly Egypt, Sinai, and then here is Aswan, Lake Nasser, the delta, so everybody knows that, of course, I am sure of that. So I have 3 red circles, and during the last 6 years we have had heavy rainfall in this region and flash flood as a consequence. Our small institute is located here, and there we have very often rain. Also next week, which is very strange, next week there's a prediction of heavy rainfall, so in the mid already of the beginning of summer. Egyptians, they try to prevent destruction, but they didn't think on artificial recharge with this water. Yeah, this is an event. I don't know, I can't see. My PhD student, Ahmed Hadidi, he was measuring. And for the first time, we have data from the Red Sea Hills. You will see that in the next slides. But we have had 38.4 millimeter in less than 3 hours, so 10.8 millimeter per hour of rainfall. In a desert, this is complete eastern desert. And the catchment is approximately 885,000 square meters. So we have an accumulation of 34 million cubic meter of water of runoff. So as there is normally at the end only a little energy, the clay is on top of the soil and prevents any infiltration. Only where boulders are scarping the clay away, we have infiltration. And we know that we have had infiltration because there are some wells where during a few days the conductivity, the electric conductivity has had a low, but it increases very, very fast afterwards again. So this is an enormous amount of water. But if you have a look, so we have a lot of clay in this water. How can we afterwards think on infiltration? So here's just from Hadidi, who was the guy who has a lot of courage, because as you can see, the rainfall was going on during the day, and they could only leave this place in the next morning, and everybody thought they were gone with the flood. So we thought they were dead, the group. Yeah? And you could see that was really not very simple situation. So this was the rainfall, and then we have the registration in 2014, 20 millimeters, but these 20 millimeters are just on the coast, and you will see this is very important. And then we have had rainfall also in last year, so it occurs more often than the prediction of climate change says. It says that we will have much less rainfall. But the sequence of rainfall in former times was rainfall all 7 years. Now we have 2 years and 2 years after the other heavy rainfall in the region. And here you can see, which was very important, so Hadidi made some rain gauges here, and you can see that the rainfall, of course, as we also know, we have rainfall, higher rainfall in the mountains than we have on the coast. So the measurements we have actually are only from our climate station here along the coast, and we don't have any more these rain gauges, which were very simple devices. There is not one climate station in the mountains between the Mediterranean Sea and Sudan. Nothing. We don't have any registration of the climatology there. Yeah, and so if you think then to use this water, this is a nice idea. I think Professor Salami knows this place. And this was unfortunately a failure. It was a very good idea. It's very back. This was a construction of a dam. I'm standing here on the dam together with him and some other scientists. And unfortunately, this dam was constructed too much downstream. So we have a strong accumulation of clay. You can see that here after drying out. This is here from the border, and afterwards they had to use, here is a pump house, and you can see there's a pipe, and the water was piped down to the agriculture for irrigation. Yeah, we know that there is groundwater, so we were thinking about it. Is it possible even to think on artificial recharge? So naturally, we have a lot of these wells, and the Bedouins depend on this water because they are living there in the Red Sea hills. Yeah, this is a nice model, and you can see here that we have a sequence only of a few clay layers, and even they don't extend always, so we have good aquifers. And we have a high storage capacity. This is the place where our institute is in. So this is El Guna, 20 kilometers north of Hurghada. Yeah, this is sediment of a valley. So you can see here in the scale 1 meter, and we have here more than 1